Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend, and the 2011 NFL season is upon us. Can you guys believe it? It's a few weeks away. I know I'm pumped, but I'm a little biased. I'm a fan of the Eagles. Of course, I got the Eagles light going, the Eagles hat, the Jesus Christ jersey, because JC is my homeboy, and I got a betting guide for the 2011 season. I am ready to get some predictions out here for how I think the NFL season is going to shake out to be. Now, this all came about the other night when I was at the strip club with my friend Dave the Useless, and he was talking to me. He said, you know, Arch, how do you think the NFL is going to break down this year? Who do you think is going to win the divisions? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? And I was like, Dave, I'm trying to watch this stripper take her top off. Can we talk about this later? And he was like, oh, all right, I'm sorry. You know what? I'll make a video about it, Archfiend. I'll upload it, and then you can watch for yourself, and you guys can watch that video too, right here, and see Dave's breakdown. And then I said I was going to watch, and I'll give my predictions here, which is what this video is. But I know a lot of you guys out there are betting people, so I got one of these 2011 betting sports guides, whatever you want to call it. And I got to tell you, if you're going to bet based on the information in one of these magazines, you're going to lose a lot of money. So you can buy one of these books and bet on what they say, but let me tell you, you listen to what I say, and when the end of December comes around, you're going to be like, God damn, Archfiend was right. He predicted the exact teams to make the playoffs. My God, why didn't we listen to him? We're poor because we didn't listen to him. Exactly. So, without further ado, I'm going to break things down here, give you my predictions, and half you guys know that, you know, your teams aren't going to be shit this year. And I'll save the NFC East for last, since that's where my team plays. So, without further ado, let's break it down here. We got the AFC East. The predicted order of finish here we have Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, and Bills. Well, I can agree with the Dolphins and Bills finishing 3rd and 4th in the AFC East. I mean, let's face it, they're a team that's going to win maybe 3 to 5 wins apiece. I mean, yeah, no solid players at pretty much any position in these teams, spare, you know, a few. But the Jets and the Patriots, all right, here's where I'm going to start getting some heat. I understand the Patriots are this team that can win with anyone, all right? They seem to just magically just put together any formula over the past few years and become a success, win this division, make it through the playoffs, make it to the Super Bowl, win multiple Super Bowls. But I hate to tell you, New England fans, the party's over. This team is not winning this division. This is the Jets division this year. Not only do I think the Jets are a better team, but the Patriots are just not a team that's impressive anymore. I mean, when is the last time the Patriots have done anything impressive in the postseason? Getting beat by Joey Flacco, throwing, 98 yards in the playoffs and getting one and done. Getting bitched out by the Jets last year after you embarrassed them in Monday Night Football. How much did they win that game on Monday Night Football last year? Wasn't it by a deficit of like 38 points? You go on a few weeks later, play in New England and lose to the Jets? To Mark Sanchez and the Jets? That is why the Jets are going to win this division, because they are flat out just a better team than the Patriots. I'm sorry, Patriots. No more parades in New England with Tom Brady at quarterback. I'm sorry. Stick to banging strippers. Or supermodels, whatever it is. Alright, but I do see the Patriots making the playoffs. Alright, is that a saving grace for you guys? Alright, you New England fans, the Patriots will still make the playoffs as a wild card. AFC South. We have the predicted order finish to be Colts, Texans, Titans, and Jaguars. Much like the Dolphins and Bills, Titans and Jaguars, 3 to 5 win teams at best. Colts, they're going to win this division. I mean, Peyton Manning's still at the helm. The team is reasonably healthy. Can't say they're any worse or better than last year. It does kind of worry me that a shitty Dallas Cowboys team came into Indianapolis and whooped them last year. That's kind of scary with John Kitna at quarterback, but still. Peyton will be Peyton. The team will be fine. They'll do enough to win. They'll get 11, maybe 12 wins. Texans. This is where I change things up a little bit. Now, every year when I look at the NFL and what I think are going to be the teams that are going to finish and make the playoffs, I say it's impossible for the same teams to make the playoffs that made the playoffs last year. I mean, it's not impossible, it's just very improbable. So, the one team that I see in the in the AFC that is going to be making the playoffs this year that didn't the previous season is the Texans. I think it's an anomaly last year that they did not make the playoffs. That team played way worse than they were talent-wise. This is going to be their season to finally get the state of Texas back into the playoffs again. Cowboys will not be making the playoffs, that's for damn sure. So, Texans fans, congratulations. You're going to get a wild card berth, which means one of the teams that made the AFC playoffs last year will not make the playoffs. Well, two, according to how I have things shaked up, but we'll get to that in a second here. AFC West. We have the predicted order of finish to be Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos. Now, the Chiefs won this division last year, and then they got one and done in the playoffs, which was just an embarrassment because that team had no business being in the playoffs. Let's be realistic. So, I have the Chargers winning that division. Phillip Rivers, I mean, that kid's going to have a few Super Bowls under his belt by the time his career is over. Mark my words, he'll have at least 2. Broncos and Raiders, I think the Raiders are going to be a bit more impressive than people think. In fact, I see them finishing in second place in this division. Solid team, but then again, it's run by an idiot, so the team will be run back into the ground by next season. So we have the Chargers winning this division. No wild cards coming out because obviously I got the 2 wild card positions already taken up with the Patriots and the Texans. So we have a shakeup in the AFC North because both a division winner and a wild card came out of this division. Who is not going to make the playoffs? Obviously, it's between the Ravens and the Steelers. Now, the predicted order of finish for the AFC North, according to this super accurate betting magazine, is Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. I don't disagree with that. So, to all the Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there, I'm sorry to break it to you, but the Steelers are not making the playoffs this season. I think Lee Evans is a huge addition to the Ravens right now. Yes, they got gutted. They got rid of Mason. They got rid of Heap, which is one of the reasons why I think Lee Evans is going to be a great addition to this team. You got TJ Houshmandzadeh, who's going to be playing a full season, hopefully, if he's not injured. Keep in mind, he missed half of last year due to injury. Ed Reed, one of their biggest pieces and one of their biggest cover guys, was out with an injury for half of the season last year. Both of those guys are coming in fully healthy. They added Lee Evans, who is basically Derek Mason in his prime. I know he didn't put up shit numbers for the past 2 seasons on Buffalo, but 3 years ago he had like 1,200 yards receiving, about 10 touchdowns. It's a guy with talent, but he was playing on a shit team with a shit quarterback, and he didn't want to be there. Now he's traded to a team with actual talent. Watch this guy. I guarantee you he'll put up at least 1,400 to 1,500 yards on the ground. He's going to be a great addition there with Houshmandzadeh, as long as Flacco doesn't short arm all the passes to him and start throwing like a girl like he has a tendency to do. The Ravens are going to easily walk through this division. Steelers. The Steelers are a team that I look at like the mid to late 90s Dallas Cowboys. I remember there was one time, I guess it was like week 15 or 16, where the Cowboys got mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and they showed a shot of Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman on the sideline just sitting there talking together. And I think it was Chris Collinsworth who was one of the guys calling the game, and he says, you know, that's 3 men realizing the end of their dynasty is here. And that's what I see with the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. I see them as the end of a dynasty. Hines Ward, he's just getting way too old to play productively. On defense, that team is still ferocious. They're still going to keep teams from scoring a lot of points on them. So it's going to be good football to watch. But offensively, I see Roethlisberger getting a severe injury this year. He's a concussion away from being another Steve Young. He's going to tear a ligament in his leg, something. Yeah, Steelers, I'm sorry, Pittsburgh fans. I know I'm biased because I don't really, like that city or any of the teams that play for that city, but in all honesty, the Steelers are not making the playoffs. So, time for the NFC. Like I said, we'll save the NFC East for last here. Alright. Predicted of order of finish for the NFC South, we have Falcons, Saints, Panthers, Buccaneers. I can agree with that. I would say the Buccaneers are going to be a better team than the Panthers, though. That's the only thing, but I mean, we're only talking about a game or two win-wise as being a difference. The Panthers are just atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Buccaneers have promise. Falcons, Saints. This, I feel, is a coin flip. Drew Brees is definitely a better quarterback than Ryan, but I can see either team winning the division. Who do I honestly think is going to win this division? Safe money's on Drew Brees. He owes us a good year for losing to the Seattle Seahawks in the playoffs last year, a sub-500 team. Drew Brees is going to come out playing ferocious. He's going to be playing MVP caliber football because he is just embarrassed for what happened last season. And if he doesn't come out to play ferocious, he doesn't deserve to play in the league anymore. I mean, let's be realistic. You got to find some pride and learn how to play a little bit better and step it up after you get just utterly just embarrassed. I mean, the Seahawks? Jesus Christ. Got beat by a quarterback with one leg and one arm. Jesus. Falcons, they'll make the playoffs. They'll get a wild card berth, so don't worry, Atlanta. All 10 Falcon fans down there can be excited. You're going to see your team get one and done in the playoffs again. All right, NFC North. Predicted order of finish: Packers, Bears, Lions, Vikings. Lions and Vikings, yeah, that's pretty much right. I do see the Vikings as being the absolute worst team in the NFL, which is actually what this guide has predicted, has the Vikings winning 2 games this season. I don't think that's too far off. I got nothing but love for Donovan. You know, he did a lot of great things here in Philly, but you got no line in front of you. You got a rushing game, that's about it. Your receiving core, pitiful. Sorry. Dead last in the NFL. Packers and Bears. Packers, how can you say they're not going to win this division? They won the Super Bowl by getting to the Super Bowl, winning all 3 games on the road. Went in as a wild card, or actually they didn't go in as a wild card. They won their division, but they didn't get a bye, I should say. Won all 3 games on the road, came into Philly, beat Michael Vick when he was supposedly playing, you know, unstoppable football. So, you know, more the props to him for outperforming Michael Vick on that occasion. The Bears, solid team, very solid team. And you know what? They're going to get a wild card berth, which means we only have 2 playoff spots left, which means it's going to be the division winners of the Nfc East and West. The Nfc West had predicted order of finish: Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe, if he hollers, let him go, eeny, meeny, miny. The Cardinals will win the division, which is good, because an ex-Eagles quarterback there. The rest of the teams at 6 wins apiece. Cardinals win the division with 7 wins. There. I mean, what else do you want? NFC East. We have the predicted order of finish to... Predicted order of finish is... I'm sorry, am I reading this correctly? Am I reading this correctly? Predicted order of finish: Giants, then the Eagles? This is from this year, right? 2011? Yeah, it's 2011. It's Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl champ, so... You gotta be shitting me! You think the Giants are gonna win the NFC East? Are you nuts? What is this? Get this shit out of here. Are you kidding me? This magazine thinks the Giants are gonna win the NFC East? Under what premise do you think that is gonna happen? Like, seriously, come on. Like, how disrespectful is that to the Eagles? Now, granted, the Eagles could screw up. They could tank their season. Michael Vick is a very fragile quarterback. He could get a tremendous hit from someone on the line. I get it. But on paper, how can you not respect this Eagles team as the clear, at least, division winner? They're a favorite to go to the Super Bowl. And this magazine thinks they're not even going to win their own division? Are you nuts? Who the hell made this magazine? What crack were they smoking when they made that list? Do I seriously need to go over all the talent and all the Pro Bowlers at multiple positions on both ends of the ball? Oh my God. I just don't get it. Wow. Who did the Giants... I mean, they're basically saying the Giants are a better team than the Eagles, yet the Giants didn't add anyone. Their best thing that they added was that Prince Osmosis guy that they picked up in the draft, and he just broke his foot. He's going to be out for 8 weeks. That's the biggest addition to the Giants, and he's not even going to play. Who did the Eagles get? I don't know. I can't think of think of a single person the Eagles picked up in the offseason. They're clearly a worse team than they were last year. Well, anyways, let me just give you my breakdown, much like Dave did for the AFC and the NFC Championship game. I'm sorry, I can't get past the fact that someone thinks the Giants are going to win the NFC East over the Eagles. AFC Championship. This may be a bit of a surprise. I'm going to pick the Ravens and the Colts. Peyton Manning is going to be Peyton. He's going to look very impressive, but I think the Colts don't have enough to get it done on both sides of the ball this year. I see the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. You heard me correct. I see the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. Yes, I know they lost a lot of people in the offseason, but that team is going to the Super Bowl. Just mark my words. They're healthy. Lee Evans, need I say more? Flacco is going to clean the sand out of his vagina this year. He's going to learn to throw the ball straight and true. Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. Does that get you excited, everyone in Baltimore? Well, you shouldn't get too excited because you're going to have to face someone out of the NFC. And that team is going to be either the Packers or the Eagles. Let's face it. You cannot disrespect the Packers for what they did. They were so beat up last year, and they still made it to the Super Bowl. What did they have, like 9 guys on the injured list, and they still made it to the Super Bowl? They won 3 games on the road to get to the Super Bowl. That is a team that earned respect, which is why they're going to be in the NFC Championship. But I'm sorry to say the other team is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Unlike this magazine, the Eagles are not only going to win their division, they're going to get a bye the first week. They're going to just absolutely annihilate everyone. And they are going to go on to the Super Bowl. They are going to avenge their loss that Aaron Rodgers threw upon them last year at the Link. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. And they are going to face the Ravens. Now, the Eagles are going to have, I would say, about 13 wins this season. I see the Ravens having about 12. I think the Eagles are going to lose 3 games. They're going to lose 2 late in the season because they're going to start benching players. I bet you they'll lose to like Washington in the last week, and because they'll be playing with bench players at that point because they'll have the first round bye locked up. The Eagles versus Ravens in the Super Bowl. Battle of the Birds. I like that. It's a nice close area rivalry. Who the hell's honking during the filming of my video? Like, seriously. At least the phone's not going off. Battle of the Birds. Ravens are a team that have proved they can get it done in the postseason, though a lot of the players that were on that Super Bowl team aren't there anymore. In fact, I think Ray Lewis is the only remaining member of the team that won the 2000-2001 season. Oh, boy. I see this as being a close game because no matter how much talent the Eagles have, they just haven't been to that spot. I mean, yeah, they've been to that spot under Donovan, but he started throwing up, and then we lost the Super Bowl against the Patriots. We all know how that happened, but a lot of those players aren't there anymore either. So you got 2 basic teams that have very few people that have Super Bowl experience left on there. And I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but this may jinx it, but there's either going to be a parade at the Inner Harbor of Baltimore, or there's going to be a parade on Broad Street in Philly. I'll see you on Broad Street on a cold February day. Whew. Hopefully Vince Young's that quarterback, though. I'm sorry, I got aroused just thinking about that. So, hope you guys enjoyed these predictions. I agree with Dave the Useless in that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, and then I will jump off a bridge because my life will be complete. So, thank you guys. I'll be making videos up until February, and then I'll just make my last video of me jumping off a bridge after the Eagles win a Super Bowl. Have a great day, everyone.